Hello, this is Paul Krazan. I'm the Network Media Product Manager at AMX. And in this video today, I'd like to tell you about some exciting changes we're making to the Vision2 server lineup. So as you know, server technology, like really any computing technology, continues to evolve. And we've had the existing servers for a few years, and we decided that now's a good time to go ahead and make a move to the latest Intel server processor platforms. So the servers that we ship Vision2 on, we really treat those as an appliance. And it's a custom-built server built for us by Dell. And we've chosen them as our partner for this because we benefit from their outstanding server quality as well as their excellent global technical support and hardware support. So if you have a need to have a server serviced in the field or need replacement parts, they're really in a position to do that globally. And so we find them to be an outstanding partner in that regard. And so what I'd like to do in this video today is just kind of walk you through some of the changes that we're making. So one of the objectives that we had in this change was not just to move to the newest Intel processor platforms, but was to really attempt to simplify how you design a Vision2 system and to reduce some of the options that exist. And so in the solution that we've had to date, we had a master server and a video on demand server. And they served different purposes in the marketplace. However, at the same time, they introduced a little bit of a challenge because they had different performance specifications. And so a lot of times when you were going through designing a Vision2 system, you had to go in and make some decisions about, do I want a master server? Do I want a VOD server? Do I need a combination of the two? And with the different performance capabilities of each server, there was more or less things that you could do with your Vision2 system. So with this change to the Intel Sandy Bridge platform, we've decided to combine these into a single server configuration. So it's the same performance characteristics across all servers, but now there's 4 different storage options. So in terms of the performance, in terms of how much you can do with one server, it's always the same now. And we just have 4 different storage options, and you pick the amount of storage that you need based on what you anticipate your requirements for the system to be. So to give you some spec comparisons, these new servers are comparable to our old video on demand server. So where we used to be dual Westmere Xeon processors, now they're dual Sandy Bridge Xeon processors. We still have 2 15K disks in a RAID 1. Those are for the operating system. But now, in terms of the content disks, we used to have only the 1.8 terabytes of available space. And that's in the RAID configuration. That's the amount that you have available to store video content. We're going to have 4 different offerings. We're going to have a 1.8 terabyte offering, a 9.1 terabyte, an 18.2 terabyte, and a 27.3 terabyte. So in a single 2RU server, you can have 27.3 terabytes of available video storage. As before, we'll have the 4 gigabit Ethernet NICs. Now, in the VOD server, we were shipping it with an external RAID card previously, and this was to allow you to add direct attached storage to grow the amount of storage. Well, with these new servers, we can put so much storage in one server, we've opted to make that an optional card. So you can purchase that card and install it if you need to add the additional direct attached storage that AMX offers. We have a ship with a single power supply as we did previously, but based on some customer requests for redundant power supplies, we will sell as an accessory the second supply that you can use inside the server. As before, we had sliding ready rails, and one of the other improvements we're making on this platform is to move from Dell Basic support to Dell Pro support. And again, I should emphasize that this is strictly for the server hardware itself to help you get replacement parts or service on a server no matter where you are in the world. And to highlight a few of the changes between Basic support and Pro support is that we get 39 months of warranty service, and we also get 24/7 technical support from Dell, where we used to only get what they called 5x10, which was 10 hours a day, Monday through Friday. We now get 24/7. So here are the 4 server configurations. in basically there's an FG for each of the different storage options. And these servers can run any of the Vision 2 servers. And when we ship these new servers, they'll ship with Vision 2 version 7.2.2, which is the same as what we're running on the existing server. And each of the kit part numbers that you see here will include the server, a Vision 2 license, which we sometimes refer to as a master license, and an archive license. So in many ways, this is these kits are the same configuration as what you might have had before if you had ordered a master server. Now, I talked about there being a couple of optional accessories. We have the external RAID adapter, and this you really only need to purchase this if you want to use our V2 Storage 2400 external direct attached storage. And if you put this in the server, you can have up to 4 of those direct attached storage units. And then, as I mentioned, there's an option to get a redundant power supply, and that's the power supply pictured there along with its FG number. One of the other changes that we're making when we move to this server is we're going to go ahead and go to a more recent Windows Server operating system. So we're going with Windows Server 2008 R2. We're going to go with a standard edition, and it's an embedded version of the operating system. So we treat our product as an appliance because it's the hardware and the software shipped together. And because of that, and because of the way we're using it, we are able to use an embedded version, and that gets us support from Microsoft for this operating system through 2023. So lots of support for updates and patches and the like from Microsoft on that. But one of the other changes that we're making as we move to this new operating system is we're eliminating support for WMV multicasting. Now, why are we choosing to do that? Well, what we've noticed as a trend over the last year or two is that the world is moving to MPEG for video. H.264 is ubiquitous. You'll see it in anything from a mobile device to a PC to a set-top box. MPEG-2 is still also widely used, a lot for broadcast television, but there are applications where there are CPU limitations that will cause someone to choose to pick MPEG-2. And this is largely where we've seen Vision 2 systems being used. So we made the decision when we changed operating systems to eliminate support for WMV multicasting. Now what that means is that WMV Live, Producer, Record, and Reflector services will no longer be supported on these servers. We'll still continue to support them on the servers that we've shipped up through the end of this year, but not going forward on the new server platform. But if you do have a WMV content that you've already recorded, that you already had uploaded into an archive, WMV Video on Demand will still work. And if you happen to have an unmanaged WMV encoder from someone, that will continue to work as well. Now, to kind of highlight how these new servers map to the old servers, we'll take a couple of examples. So one is the FG3100-02K. This was the master server that we had. And really, you would replace it with one of these new configurations. It's a matter of picking the amount of storage you want. And these new configurations really allow you to have more performance than the master server had before. But the kit is configured exactly like the master server was. So it's the server, the master license, and the archive license. If you were used to buying the VOD server, which was the FG3100-06K, now you would purchase one of these new, the new servers that we've moved to, plus you would buy the FG3102-03 external RAID card if you need external storage, and you would then also buy the -43L 10 VOD user license. And really what that would do is get you an equivalent to the 06K server that you might have previously ordered. And really, we're now selling these in a very a la carte fashion, and so you can build the servers up to suit the exact needs of the customer. Now, a couple other things. With the elimination of WMV multicasting, we're going to be eliminating the WMV starter kit as well as the WMV expansion kit. because those depended on the WMV multicasting technology. But we're also going to go ahead and eliminate the MPEG starter kit. That was yet another option for how you could go about purchasing or configuring a Vision 2 system. And so we're trying to simplify the configuration of these systems by eliminating some options. And so we'll be eliminating those 3 kits right there as we go into 2013. Now, lastly, a question that might come up is what about the WMV producer, record, and reflector if those are not supported going forward on the new servers? Well, we're going to be keeping them as orderable items, but that's really just for the customers that are using existing systems that need to go back and add more services. In terms of the new servers going forward, those licenses will not even work on it. Anyway, this was really just a brief overview. We're going to have more information about the server offerings and the configurations on the website. And if you have additional questions or would like help configuring a system, please be sure to reach out to your sales engineers in your region. Thanks a lot.